Welcome back to another episode of Scoreboard. I'm yours truly, Jane, and I'm joined here with my good friend Morayo. Morayo, what's going on? Can you reintroduce yourself to the people and let the people know about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Morayo Olujumu, and I'm the current reigning Miss Kern County 2020. And I'm really excited to be here today. So far, my platform has been advocacy for diversity and inclusion. So I'm working with a lot of different organizations during my reign, encouraging them to dig deeper and make diversity and inclusion their top priority. So I've been working a lot with different nonprofits and going to different diversity events and encouraging culture and gender equity or equality, sorry, not equity. And yeah, it's been awesome. So sad that Corona happened and I can't
Mm-hmm.
do physical events, but I love promoting different social issues and especially the Black Lives Matter movement that's happening right now. And yeah, so it's been awesome.
Thank
And
you.
fun fact, I'm the first Black Miss Kern County since 1970. So
Hey, hey,
that's
let's
why I
let's applaud
chose.
that. Let's applaud that.
I
That's dope.
specifically think my platform is something so deep and so important because it's important to take up space,
Yes,
and I do
yes.
that now.
Thank you for occupying that space. Thank you to show your true beauty. Um, thank you for joining me. I want you to talk about a little bit more of your experience in these spaces. Do you find it challenging to speak up, especially right now when the Black Lives Movement is just going full force? Do you find it a little bit challenging to speak your true self in these spaces?
um, I feel like if you ask a lot of reigning Black queens or even just Black girls that are in the pageant system, we know that sometimes being Black is controversial. And even just wanting to have our hair a certain way or wanting to have our makeup a certain way, and we just don't want it to be deemed as something that's just exotic and hypersexualized or anything of that sort. So when it came to Black Lives Matter, we don't want to do anything that's going to cost us our crown, but we also don't want to stand for any organization that is going to not back us, because if you have us as your queen, we expect you guys to protect us accordingly. So I was actually very impressed, as shocking as it is, but I was very impressed by a lot of organizations and reigning queens that came out and spoke about Black Lives Matter and their experience, and they spoke out about it before anyone else was. And I know a lot of them, including myself, were scared about losing their title, but I think we've came to that point that the whole point of pageantry is to advocate for something that you believe in, even if it is controversial at the moment. It's just be diplomatic about it. So I was really impressed seeing a lot of pageant queens coming out and saying Black Lives Matter and this is real, this is what's happening, and get on board with it or we're out. So I thought that was awesome, and that's something that we should all pretty much learn from is, you know, if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything.
Man, say that again. Please say that again. That's true though. That's true. You have to stand for something. If you don't, you'll fall. So,
Yeah.
I want to talk about beauty. Like y'all know, you see I got my natural
Yes, the
hair up in the
crown.
crown. Cause I'm talking to
Crown.
the queen right here. Do you find it kind of difficult to express your true self? You being like a Nigerian American, do you find it hard to show your culture in these spaces?
I would say before I started beauty pageants, I was, because I think the common misconception is that you're supposed to fit into this mold of beauty. Like you're supposed to have big curly pageant hair and you're supposed to wear certain things. But I would say in modern times now, and specifically with some organizations, they really do encourage the natural beauty aspect. And there's not necessarily a standard, but there's it's kind of like wearing makeup. You do things that highlight your best features. So I think being yourself is basically highlighting your best features. So with that being said, I did find it difficult starting out, but the more I got into pageantry, the more I realized that it actually is so much more better to be yourself and to wear my natural hair when I please, or where we live, I please, we know that Black beauty is versatile and there's not just one standard of being Black. So
Hmm.
I think we're starting to see it more in the pageant world, with Miss Universe 2020 or 2019, sorry. From Miss South Africa. She had short, natural hair, and she was herself, so well spoken. She was amazing on stage, and she won. And that is like one of the most coveted crowns like in the world. And we're starting to see that like Black women are starting to come out and wearing their natural hair or wearing curly hair and not getting weaves or bundles, or getting weaves and bundles and still rocking it. So that's something that I did struggle with, but I think pageantry really does encourage confidence. So I started being more confident in myself and started being more of myself.
Nice. I noticed that you actually have like a little, I don't want to say a side hustle, but you have a business going on, and I want to promote your business. So what are you actually doing?
Well, thank you for asking. I am a fashion designer on the side. I'm not only a pageant queen, I'm a fashion designer and a businesswoman. So, and I just recently got my bachelor's in business administration, marketing, and management at Cal State Bakersfield. So my final project while I was there was to start my own fashion line. And then I kind of turned it into something bigger and more than just a final project. And I started my own business by hand making everyday wear with African and traditional and craft fabric and print.
I've seen it. Those are beautiful. I'm still waiting for my outfits, but yeah,
I'm
those are
sorry.
really beautiful. Those are really beautiful. I just love how you just expressing yourself, dashing a little bit of Nigeria in your culture, and I feel it's beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome. So we're going to end on this. Since we all at home, so what are you doing for self-care?
That's a great question. I think I learned a lot about self-care through the pageant world. They really do like encourage like self-care and all that good stuff. So I've been doing things to be active. I think being inside my tiny little apartment tends to like, drive me crazy a little bit, but as anybody, and it'll give me pageant fevers, or not pageant fever, cabin fever. So yeah, what about the pageants? But I've been like going out for runs and stuff, or I'll go swimming in like my pool, or even sometimes like I'll just disconnect and not be on social media so much, or even just like sit in my thoughts with music and write out like what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling, and have like self-care Sundays where I go on hikes and all that good stuff. I think being active is like a big thing for my self-care.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I told myself I rebuke getting weight during this quarantine. I rebuke it. I'm telling you, I rebuke it.
No, it is hard. It's hard.
It is.
Especially now, because like quarantine was like 6 months and pageant season's like around the corner. So I'm preparing for state. So I have a lot of like extra quarantine weight to shed and get back in shape. So I gotta look cute in that bikini. So.
Hello. Thank you, Mara, for joining me. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.